Rishi Sunak is accused of repurposing old ideas as he prepares to launch a new crackdown against antisocial behaviour. The Prime Minister promised that government's measures, including a nitrous oxide ban and a plan to repair the damage caused by criminals, would restore public's trust and will definitively eradicate these crimes. But Labour said the government's cuts contributed to the problems Mr Sunak was aiming to solve. Under the plans, first detailed on Saturday, 16 districts in England and Wales will receive funding to try out ideas such as hotspot enforcement patrols and an emergency justice scheme to speed up sentencing. The first will see more police officers and guards cover areas such as parks, main streets, and public transport. Individuals found to have engaged in antisocial behaviour will have any damage repaired, ideally within 48 hours, while working under surveillance and wearing a high-visibility vest. If successful, the hotspot and justice schemes will be rolled out across England and Wales from 2024. And a new digital reporting tool will be developed over the next 12 months, which will allow people to report incidents of antisocial behaviour, and receive updates on actions taken by local municipalities or police. Victims also have a say in how criminals will be punished, such as collecting garbage or washing police cars, but the government has not said how this works. Criminals can be forced to pick up trash with high-visibility jackets. We've heard it all before. The Labour Party said tackling antisocial behaviour was a priority, but the government was reintroducing old ideas. Lucy Powell, Secretary of Shadow Culture, told Sky's Sophy Ridge on Sunday, "We've heard everything from this government before, and I think we need to judge them on their track record." In the last 13 years, community punishment has decreased not only by 1/3, but by 2/3. Baroness Helen Newlove, a Tory peer, former Victims Commissioner, also said there was nothing new in the government's repression plans. "It doesn't really rock my boat and there's nothing new there that will really impact. It will help communities feel safe where they live," he told Radio 4's The World this weekend. It's hard to see how this popular drug ban will be moderated. Sadiya Chowdhury news reporter esadiya, "We've been investigating the use of nitrous oxide for the past few months. Back then, we talked to users, vendors, paramedics, police, politicians. Everyone has different ideas about the risks associated with this gas. Users we spoke to outside of a club last night said it was harmless, a little fun. It gives them a 30-second peak, so what's the point? Doctors paint a different picture. They see the ugly side of party drugs, teenagers who lose sensation in their fingers and toes, some whose lungs collapse or burst, and a person who is eventually confined to a wheelchair. The government sought advice, and the agency responsible for reviewing it acknowledged these risks, but said they were not high enough to warrant a ban. He recommended that nitrous oxide remain a psychoactive substance, legal to inhale, illegal for recreational use. But the government says the antisocial behavior associated with it is not a petty crime. The Levelling Secretary told Sky News today that nitrous oxide will be banned under the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971. Michael Gove didn't specify how it would be classified, but it's important to find out because that explains how serious a crime it would be to take the drug. We couldn't count how many people rushed out of the club last night inhaling the balloons. It's hard to see how to control this. It is important to remember that there are many legitimate uses for nitrous oxide, which can be used as an anesthetic in medical and dental contexts and as a gas for whipped cream in cooking. Former Tory ministers targeted in Operation Adam Boulton Politicians should put their homes in order. Nitrous oxide will be banned. It came after Michael Gove announced that the nitrous oxide ban would be part of the crackdown. The Levelling Secretary told Sophy Ridge that laughing gas can have a psychological and neurological effect on people, resulting in the littering of silver drums in public spaces. It is outlawed, despite a review commissioned by Ministry of the Interior, which advised against it, saying possible penalties would be disproportionate to amount of damage done. It's not going to stop young people from using it. Banning any substance just puts it in the hands of criminals, said David Badcock, chair of the Drug Science Committee. The party drug is currently the third most used drug among 16 to 24-year-olds in the UK. A Sky News study revealed an increase in hospital admissions caused by people using it. Other measures in the government's plans include increasing fines for graffiti, littering and flying over to £500 and £1,000, more power to landlords and housing associations to evict unruly tenants, allow municipalities to quickly take control and sell vacant high street buildings, criminalising criminal gangs to set up begging networks for money, and giving police new powers to combat illicit drug use, including testing after arrest and antisocial behaviour task force, led by Home Secretary Suella Braverman and Mr Gove, will be set up to plan, progress and coordinate responses. Meanwhile, 43 more youth centres will receive £90 million between them to improve facilities and offer more activities. It came after warnings that closing such clubs push children into violence.